Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Arunachal Ramanaya. Namaste everyone. Deepak Venkatesh has asked to recite Pratasmaran. Yeah, you can do that. Where are you?
प्रातस्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्वतत्त्वं सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयं यत्स्वप्नजागरसुषुप्तिमवैति नित्यं तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलहं न च भूतसङ्कः प्रातर्भजामि मनसां वस प्रातर्भजामि मनसां वचसामगम्यं वाचो विभान्ति निखिला यदनुग्रहेण यन्नेति नेति निगम अवोचन् तं देवदेवमजमच्युतमाहुरग्र्यम् प्रातर्नमामि तमसः परमर्कवर्णम् पूर्णं सनातनतपं पुरुषोत्तमाख्यं यस्मिन्निदं जगदशेषमशेषमूर्तौ रज्ज्वाम्बुजङ्गम इव प्रतिभासितं वै श्लोकत्रयमिदं पुण्यं लोकत्रयविभूषणं प्रातःकाले पठेद्यस्तु स गच्छेत् परं पदम्. It's basically a prayer for invoking inner awareness, Sachitananda, which I think our Neelakantan ji also used to recite. Thank you, Sanjay ji.
Smranam means remembrance. In various religions, there are different times of the day you remember God. These practices are for novice, for the one who finds difficulty in remembering God, who forgets Him as soon as he gets into the worldly things. So these practices are important for a new seeker, you can say. But so many people who do on a specific time, for them it becomes a ritual. They remember only for that moment, and after that, they are completely lost in samsara, in the worldly affairs. To know Him, to be Him. You remember Him constantly, that no individuality which is working rest of the time is no more there. Constant remembrance if your efforts are constant, you will still miss him certain times. But because there is a effort going on, even when you forget, there is a connection. These efforts to remember him will continue and will drop at certain time when there is no difference between you and him. Knowing from sages, reading scriptures, we all know that we are him. But if we are feeling duality, we still call him as that Paramatman. And so we remember like that. Some people also remember him as I am that. I am that I am. Aham Brahmasmi. Tvattvamasi. It makes no difference whether you call him as I or you call him by a name and form. Result will be same. We also have a name and a form right now. You can also call him by name and form. When we know our truth, that we are without name and form, then he also becomes without name and form. Let's say you know that you are without name and form, but your God is with name and form. How is it possible? That means your God is changing, transient, not permanent. Because every name and form changes. And is only temporary. So for the ego, which is bound in name and form, their God is also bound in name and form. God is without name, without form. You are also without name, without form. If we are without name and form, then what is this body? Whole world identify us with this body, including me. Go deeper and deeper. Keeping your attention on the source of all thoughts, including I thought. This ahem, this I, has taken an akar, a form, which we call ahankar, ego. Watch it. Just watching it will make it disappear. It is only a mental construct, a belief, a concept. Merge in it. Become one with it. That pure awareness, without any name or form, it is our unborn state. Be one with that. Go deeper and deeper to recognize it. It is in all of us. It is in our heart, where our God, our Guru resides. When people wanted to touch Bhagavan's feet, he said, "My feet are in your heart, go there and touch." I reside in your heart. Some people say that their attention goes into thoughts. They get swayed into the word. Know why this happens. You have interest in those thoughts. Otherwise, it will never happen. You will not even know if there is any thought or not. If your interest is in that Brahman, silence will take over completely. When you attend a function, a party, a meeting, or whatever, a gathering of people, after coming back home or on way or lying down, thoughts comes of that event. That means when I was there, I had conversation or whatever in which I was involved as ego, as a person, and I gathered mental impressions, and with those imprints now thoughts are coming. The way I thought about people or about that occasion. Otherwise, we have gone through one set of forms and we have moved, and next set of forms have come, and the next will come. How does it matter what is happening? Brahman is always uninvolved. The one which is involved is Brahm. Brahm means illusion. All noise goes away. The moment we recognize I am Brahman, uninvolved witness to all happenings, our appearance is a form and name and involvement by others is okay. As long as this body is there, it will always appear like that. Internally, we need to know that I am not the body. Body is born. The one which is born has to die. We all have made this concept that I was born, getting old, and will die. Who is asking you to believe this? You are using body, that is okay. Be that current, that pure energy, which is always free, with or without body. Constant attention and remembrance of pure awareness will create this gap between us and the body and mind. Right now, we are mixed like water and milk. No difference. But with Vivek, discrimination, discernment, we can separate it. White swan is considered symbol of purity. And there are stories it can differentiate, it can separate milk and water. We can also separate ourselves from matter. Mind is matter, body is matter. Mind, body are all in domain of time and space. Anything in time and space changes, transforms. It is there and then it is not there. Change is the rule. But we are changeless, formless, nameless. This makes us immortal. Moving from ignorance to knowledge is also moving from mortality to immortality. This is the knowledge by which you cannot die again or born again. Once you gain this knowledge by constant efforts leading to grace, then abide in this awareness till last breath in this body. Sometimes we remember a friend, a relative, and that person calls us immediately. Or something like this happens in day-to-day life. When you remember that which is eternal, immortal, moment you remember, it manifests, it is already there. It comes into existence. It unfolds in you. Its nature is peace, bliss, ananda. You experience it immediately. So taking the name of Absolute in a group brings peace, auspiciousness, and divinity in us. Whatever name you call him by, or without any name, he unfolds in you. Be one with that. Then you are never alone. No boredom. Gradually, you will start feeling that the person living in the body is no more there. Anxiety and restlessness and feeling of incompleteness is only because of ego. Ego is always incomplete, restless state in us. No amount of accomplishment or gains of worldly objects can satisfy it. Rather, it adds as fuel to the fire. More you gain, more you want. You become more greedy, more selfish. Death teaches us a very important lesson that whatever your accomplishments gain in this world is, at the end you will leave everything. Smart person is who agrees to be without anything from a start. So whatever this body is acquiring, doing, He gives away identity with body and its all collection of things. Ever ready to leave body any time, ready for death all the time. You know what is the benefit of ready for death all the time? You are always in constant awareness of Brahman. You become one with that. And you are ready for death, and death cannot touch you now. This is the other paradox. And all the people who were not ready for death, they are taken away by death. Someone sleeps at night and goes away. Someone has an accident or a disease. People intensely busy in acquiring things in this world and suddenly disappear. As if death doesn't give us warning, doesn't give us date when it's going to take us away. And all these people were not ready because in some disorders we have time, few days, few weeks. Death is knocking on door, but we don't want to go. We have so much of attachment with this illusory word just because we don't know that it is illusory. If we know it is fake, it is illusory, there'll be no attachment of any kind. Abide as pure awareness all the time. Awareness is immortal, source of bliss and peace. Beyond death. People don't understand that ego is a very dangerous game. It kills you. Like people say, smoking kills you. But in truth, ego kills us. If we have no ego, no death. Ego promises so many things. Ego gives rise to this body, sensory organs, and they are objects of indulgence around us. All our life we keep looking for those objects of indulgence. Otherwise, in life, we don't need that much money. Body is taken care by the Absolute who has created all these bodies. Only ego wants more and more and more. In so many people's life, there is no pause. They work hard, they keep acquiring, and suddenly they die. In old Indian system, there used to be 4 stages: brahmacharya, grahast, vanprasth and sannyas. You can see last 2 stages are spiritual stages. Vanprasth, you start living in a forest, that means in seclusion from the society. And then sannyas, completely left everyone, everything. Out of 4 stages, 2 are for this. First 2, you do what the Maya, this body, wants. But even in these 2 stages also, the first one is brahmacharya, in which you read, you know about what this truth is. That's a life of a celibate, brahmacharya, no indulgence. And can you believe this stage of no indulgence is in the age when there is maximum indulgence, in teenage? And then you get married. Now in married life, you remember that you were a celibate, brahmacharya, and you had all that knowledge which you read, you practiced. So your grahast is also not too much of indulgence of any kind. And then you shift into vanprasth and sannyas. How beautiful is these stages of life. During grahast also you remember God, you do rituals, but you also take care of family. You have kids. Now this differentiation has disappeared. Even in India. Sensory organs get old. They have no power to give you that indulgence. But still you want that, what you were getting in 20s. Patient in their 80s, late 80s, on Viagra, looking for more sex. Sometimes the organs have no power, but the mind is still looking for that. It is all game of your mind, trying to get more pleasure from this body, which is dying. Because we don't know any other pleasure. We have never looked into it. And at that age, it is too late. Because of old, strong habits, we are dissipating energy through our sensory organs all the time. In a scientific journal, there was a observational study of people, octogenarian, more than 80 plus. And I could not believe their biggest regret was that they didn't have enough of sex. Can you believe? That was the number one regret of most of the people. And then people ask why we don't know God, why we can't find Him. Because who is interested to know Him? We are only pleasing this body. Actually, this body is insentient. The mind, which is governed by ego, is the player, is the culprit. The moment this mind sees absolute, it merges in it. This slight, small bouts of happiness from indulgence is nothing in comparison to that infinite bliss of divine. And without doing anything, using this body to satisfy our pleasure needs through body leads us to death, while knowing the absolute within us gives us infinite bliss and takes us to immortality. But who understands this? Be one with that, free from all afflictions, free from the trap of Maya. Who gets into trap of Maya? Who thinks Maya can give me some happiness? Maya cannot trap a jnani because he is sitting on hill of bliss. If you are a billionaire, you don't want to be a friend with a beggar. What the beggar can give you. Keep looking within. Be one with inner silence. Only silence makes us one with Absolute. While thoughts keeps the ego intact. When someone sends a group invite, usually people write looking forward to it, looking forward to whatever indulgence is coming. If you start looking within, whether an event occurs or not, you are always the same. You are not looking forward to anything. Only mind is looking forward. When this mind looks within, it merges in that which never moves, that pure stillness. It has no space to move, it is beyond space, it is everywhere, it is the only thing. It does not know the space, it does not know the direction, it does not know what is above, what is below. It is everywhere. To know yourself is to know this absolute. Like you pick up earth from a point, this earth is same everywhere. Or the air or water. You don't have to keep checking water everywhere or air everywhere. This awareness is everywhere. Wherever you are looking in your heart and knowing that, becoming one with that, you become one with everything. But still in day to day, dealing with people, you behave as if you are separate. But internally you are one with everything. Inner knowing is all what is important. Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.